This is Sarah and Madi. We're doing our, was it fifth web show? Fifth. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo, and we're doing our fifth web show. Isn't that awesome? Anyways, we are talking to you guys today about body language.
I want to be quiet, though, because it's 24-hour quiet hours.
Yeah, it's 24-hour quiet hours.
It's finals week, and I have a world history final tomorrow, and I'm trying to study for it, but this was a welcome break.
So anyways, we've learned a lot about body language in our first year of college. We wanted to just share some wisdom with you guys. This might have to be a short one because of Maddie's final, but then again, it might not be. Just depends how much
But if I fail my
inspiration we have.
final, I'm blaming you guys.
So, I'm going to start with Maddie. We're just going to go from there.
Okay, so basically what we found out is there are, like, appropriate ways to approach people, and then there are inappropriate ways to approach people. You may not view them as inappropriate, but, like, they scare people.
They're socially unacceptable.
For instance,
She can't take me out in public without a leash.
if I walk up to Sarah and do this, that's okay because she knows me. But if I walk up to some random stranger and do this, it's creepy. It's
It really
creepy.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're gonna role play here.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah here is a stranger,
I'm stranger. Like, I'm strange, but I don't know her.
and I'm Maddie. So here I come, walking up to you.
And I'm just doing my strange thing. Oh my goodness, you freak!
Yeah, see? Okay, that's what not to do.
That would be what I would be thinking. But see, since I'm a stranger, I don't want to offend her feelings. So I'm just going to look at her with really big eyes and probably just, like, scoot a couple steps away from her. Just because I want to be socially acceptable, even though she's totally being socially unacceptable. So, without further ado, if you make that kind of a face, make sure it's with somebody that you know. Okay?
It's sometimes called the rape face.
The date rape face.
The rape face.
You'll know it when you see it.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Okay.
on to the next one.
Okay. The next one. There is a certain face that communicates disgust, and it's, according to my psychology textbook, it's one of those, global things. Everybody knows it. And it's just like, or maybe even, like that. If they do the third one,
So,
you've gone too far.
If somebody makes that face at you, you might want to, like,
Get
smell
out.
yourself.
Get out.
You know?
Get out of their bubble. Move on from
Move.
their territory, because obviously you are just disgusting them in some way. If you're a college kid, maybe you haven't taken a shower this week, or
If
maybe
the power was out, maybe you didn't want
maybe
to
you
use cold
smell
water.
like really nasty kind of chips or whatever it is that's in your dorm.
Maybe.
Yeah, the power's been out here a lot, so.
Randomly.
And also, another type of body language, that is kind of associated with this facial expression. If you're taking one of your finals and you're sitting on one side of the room and the entire class is sitting on the other side of the room, that's also a pretty good hint that you smell bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, just keep that in mind, This is good finals etiquette. We just thought that, it would.
Take a shower, wear some deodorant.
Yeah,
So,
deodorant.
it won't
That's
happen.
good stuff. Have you heard of that? Yeah. It's like, it's just this little stuff that goes on right under your arm, and it's, it lets you be social all day.
And then there's also what we like to call the polite giggle. If you say something that's completely ridiculous and nobody understands, I get this reaction a lot. People will go, that's nice. So then you know you weren't funny. So I'm sure
Right.
some of you guys giggle at us like that.
Yeah.
It's like a courtesy giggle.
Right. I mean, you're just saying, hey, you're just really stupid and you're not funny, but I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'm sure that people have done that, to all of us, especially to me and Maddie. But actually, for the most part, most people don't even try to sugarcoat it with us. I don't know if you guys have seen the video Mr. Tim and Candyland, but when we were leaving the library, just a few minutes ago, I started running like Mr. Tim. And, whenever he got hit by the ice cream truck. And, like, some people are going to say that that's socially unacceptable. And it was perfectly acceptable with Maddie, who laughed. But to the guy who was dismounting his bike right next to us,
He freaked out. He was like,
he goes,
I hope that face makes it into the thumbnail. Really, I do.
But so anyways, just be careful, because see, for me it was okay because I was in a socially acceptable situation because of Maddie.
But we didn't know he was like
Right.
watching.
We didn't know he was, in our bubble.
Mm-mm.
So.
No. And also today, I might have saluted the guy at the gatehouse.
This is socially unacceptable. She was trying to salute people as they passed by in their cars, but she couldn't get someone to look until we got to the gatehouse, and then she saluted the guy who was keeping the gate.
Yeah.
Now, if you do this, now this is already socially unacceptable, but don't do this. Don't do this. What you do is you just be like, you give them a proper salute.
And then they go.
If you're gonna be a social retard, go all out.
Do it. Mm-hmm.
Right. But don't make people want to cut themselves.
Don't do it.
Don't. Just don't. Are you next? Or am I next?
You're next.
Okay. The other night, I talked Maddie into going upstairs to Brittany and Hillary's room, after which we played Ice Ice Baby.
This doesn't have a lot to do with body language, but it's still awesome.
It still has everything to do with body language, Maddie, because I danced like a retard. And
I was the light flicker.
If you dance like a retard in front of people that, kind of know you, you will get videos made of you dancing like a retard. And those videos will be posted on the internet.
It's really not a big deal, like, if you know the people, but it's a pretty big deal if it's dark outside and the lights are on in the room and the blinds
and people
are open
staring in the
from
window
outside
to look at you. I mean, like, I can't help that I'm such a good dancer. I really can't. But, a lot of people wish I could.
Why don't you best a move for us right now?
You want me to right now?
Yeah.
In front of this camera?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I mean, like, I need to have some sort of jam.
Let me get some music queued up for you.
Oh, goodness.
Please hold, everyone.
Okay, so, like, we're talking about socially acceptable dances here.
Let's see.
This is going to be interesting.
Here we go.
Okay, so we're talking about, like, what's acceptable to do as a dance move. And so, like, if it's a first date or something, you're just going to be doing, like, the general clap kind of thing. You can do this. We're talking about stuff that's acceptable, but, like, there's a lot fewer dance moves that are acceptable as opposed to the ones that are unacceptable. So I'm going to demonstrate those.
And we're about to get in so much trouble for being loud.
Okay, so, like, unacceptable ones, don't do that if you want a date, or if you're on a date, you're not going to keep the date if you do that. Also, don't do the Q-tip. Don't do the Q-tip and throw it away. No, you don't do that. Don't make the pizza. Don't make the pizza. We don't do that. And also, don't be like John Travolta.
That's my favorite move. I'm so good at that.
No pelvic thrusting, none of this, none of that, none of that. No, you don't do that if you want to date. Also, none of this. Whenever you're doing this, make sure that your elbow and your knee don't hit each other, because then you're hospitalized and you're really, really not socially acceptable. What else is it? Oh, no booty shaking. Like, none of that, none of that. No, no, no. If you smack yourself on the butt, there's obviously something wrong with you, so don't do that. What else is there? Oh, the running man. If you can pull the running man off, do the running man, because people are going to be impressed. Also with the worm, but otherwise, if you're doing the worm on the floor and you cannot do the worm, you're going to look like you're having convulsions and need a diaper or something like that. So don't do that. I think we need to move on with our web show now.
All right, hang on. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that dance tutorial.
I hope you did too.
We must remind you that this show is completely unscripted.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
You don't.
And I'm not sure that this was one of our brighter ones. But I'm really tired. Oh, we can tell you a little bit about our adventures this week. So this week is finals week. And so during finals week, it's random. Like, completely random things happen. Like, what did we do? We had a picnic last Saturday, which was fun. And then we have, like, 9 people in here watching Tangled. You can't really tell from this perspective, but this room is, like, small.
It's little.
It's really small.
It's also socially acceptable behavior in crowd situations. I know Maddie, it's okay, but if I'm, like, meeting her for the first time, I don't go like this and try to watch the movie. See, that's not right. You don't do that. See, like, I mean, I know Maddie, so I can just be like, you know, going up to her and stuff like that. But if you don't know the person really well, they're going to freak out, and they're going to give you that disgusted look that we already talked about, or the really weird facial expressions that we already talked about. So,
Yeah. What else? What else did we do this week?
a lot of socially unacceptable things. Also, in public, it is not customary to pick fleas out of your friend's hair and pretend to eat them. That is not customary.
It's not.
I learned that the hard way, but not this week, thankfully.
Not this week.
Also, it is not socially acceptable whenever we had some experience with this, but we weren't the ones who did it. It is not socially acceptable to come into a dorm room of people that you don't really know that well and stand right in front of the TV that they're watching. She didn't know I was going to say that one.
I didn't know you were going to say any of this, actually. But not really acceptable.
No, it's not. And then people just look at you like you're a retard.
I'm trying to think of something else that happened this week. Something else totally socially unacceptable.
And also, it's not socially acceptable whenever your friends are baking cupcakes to ask that 20 of those go to you. Especially when there are just like 24 cupcakes total.
She's not pointing people out or anything. Pretty sure that person doesn't watch this web show.
I'm pretty sure. No. Also, while we're on said person, it's not acceptable.
You might not want to say anymore.
If you have woken up feeling like P. Diddy and brushed your teeth with a bottle of Jack, do not tell random people that you love them.
Not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
Even if you did brush your teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Which would be stupid.
But people do it.
Not just a little bit, like a whole bottle.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like saying I brushed my teeth with a tube of toothpaste. The whole tube? Really?
Tube.
That's just overkill. Why are you brushing your teeth? Are you breath that bad? Are you brushing your teeth with a whole tube of toothpaste?
I need a whole tube of toothpaste right now. I just drank coffee. And normally coffee, like, has me wired. It's also not appropriate to, like, jump up and down for 5 minutes straight.
Mm-hmm.
I did that this week.
Yeah, and I made a video of her.
Mm-hmm. Coffee does bad things. I'm surprised I'm not bouncing off the walls right now.
Yeah, if you, like, jump up and down right by your roommate's bed. I mean, like, good thing she's doing this at this point in the semester when I, like, know her and stuff. But if it had been earlier...
She might have requested a room change.
We might have had problems. Oh, did you know also that at Barry, if your roommate dies, you get all A's for the semester? I'm just saying. Obviously, we haven't taken advantage of that. But, you know, I'm just saying.
We're both here.
That's socially acceptable, apparently, that if you've experienced a roommate death, to get all A's.
You guys know what I found out is socially acceptable, which I previously thought wasn't? I'm on bed making strike. You see that right there? My bed is not made. And
That's
it hasn't
socially
been made
acceptable.
all week. But apparently in college, like, whatever.
That's totally acceptable.
That's like all people do.
Oh, okay. Well, we're at our 13 mark. It was lovely. We're signing off.
There's nothing else witty to say. We're just really tired.
Our last video as freshmen.
Our last video in this room.
Our last
Say
video
goodbye
in
to
this
West
room.
Mary 318.
Okay, guys. Oh, and there's one more thing before you...
Bye!